Yo, 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 what is up, Diamond family? It's your man VV, and welcome back to the VVS Academy. As you guys know, I'm here every week dropping off gems, teaching you to record and mix your music better. So if that sounds good to you, stick around. Look, man, I got a really crazy video for you guys today. Today I'm going to be showing you how professionals mix Ad Libs and Pro Tools. It's going to be super simple, but it's going to change the game for you. I'm not going to overtalk it though, so if you're still struggling to get your vocals to sit inside the beat and really balance out your vocals and your beat perfectly every single time, check out my free mixing course down below. It's going to completely change the game for you. It teaches you my simple technique to balance out the vocals and the beat perfectly every single time. It takes about 15 minutes and it's completely free, so check that out down below. All right, I'm not going to talk it too much. Let's listen back to the track and see where we are.
Off the perky, so a nigga swerving now. Get the itching, like my skin burning now. These some birds, and the birds chirping loud. They some bastards, nigga, I'm your daddy now. All them whoopings, got your ass hurting, wow. Off the perky.
All right, bet. So as you can hear, the ad libs are in there. They just sound a little dry, like they're kind of just an afterthought. They're not doing a whole lot for the song at this point. It's just like they're there because we feel like we should have ad libs. So let's make these special. There's three things you really want to focus on when you're mixing ad libs. The number one thing you want to do is move this ad lib out of the way of the lead vocal, meaning you don't want this ad lib running right down the middle like your lead vocal is. So if you have your main vocal running right down the middle at 0, send the ad lib out a little bit. And really, if you've got more than one ad lib channel, pan them on different sides so you're getting effects from both sides, or play with the automation. You can do that as well. The quick and easy way to do it is just to make two channels like this. You see this one's 30 to the left, this one's 30 to the right, and then we can just move different ad libs to different channels. And this is just going to give us a little bit more space as it goes around. Watch.
So a nigga swerving now. Get the itching, like my skin burning now. These some birds, and the birds chirping loud. They
Obviously, this channel right here is a little bit louder than it should be, so let's bring it back to the same volume and let's listen again.
So a nigga swerving now. Get the itching, like my skin burning now. These some birds, and the birds chirping loud. They some bastards.
Cool. I think that sounds pretty good. So for this next tip that you really need to focus on, I'm going to bring this little section back down so you can really hear me accentuate it. So you'll notice that my routing for my lead vocal and my ad libs are on two different places, and this is very important. So our lead vocal is going to a lead bus in order to be affected. Our ad libs aren't going to the same bus as our lead vocals. They're going to a different bus. I'm going to show you why we don't want them to go to the same bus. So for now, let's send our ad libs to the lead vocal bus and hear what happens to the lead vocals when we play them together.
Off the perky, so a nigga swerving now. Get the itching, like my skin burning now. These some birds, and the birds chirping loud. They some bastards, nigga, I'm your daddy now. All them.
So if you notice, really, if you pay attention, you'll notice that on the same words that the ad libs double, the lead vocal dips down just a little bit to make room for the ad lib. And it's because they're being sent to the same bus and thus the same compressor. So they're being compressed together, but the compressor is only letting out so much signal. So as we're adding more volume, the amount of signal that it lets out doesn't change. So it's compressing the vocals together, which is what it's intended to do. But we don't want the lead vocal to duck down when the ad lib comes in. Listen again and see if you can notice.
Off the perky, so a nigga swerving now. Get the itching, like my skin burning now. These some birds, and the birds chirping loud. They some bastards, nigga, I'm your daddy now.
Now let's go and put this on its own bus. We're going to send this to the ad lib bus. And let's listen to the vocal now and see if it still dips the lead vocal the same way.
Off the perky, so a nigga swerving now. Get the itching, like my skin burning now. These some birds, and the birds chirping loud. They some
You see, it doesn't get in the way of the lead vocal. It doesn't make it duck anything like that. And that's what we want from our ad libs. So the first thing we want to make sure that we do is get them out of the way of the lead vocal, pan them somewhere else. Second thing we want to do is make sure they're sent to a different bus or a different location to be compressed and affected, because we don't want it to duck our lead vocal anymore. And the last thing that we want to do with our ad libs is make sure that we control them. If you listen to these vocals, you can only really hear the last word on the ad lib. So we got two choices. We can either cut out all the words before it and just let him punch in on that last word, or we can compress things better so that we hear all of these words before. So let's work on doing that. Let's go ahead and go down to our ad lib bus right here, and let's just grab a regular compressor. We'll just get the 76 from Waves, and I think I used the blue 76 on the lead vocal. So yeah, I did. So for the ad lib, I'm gonna use the black one just so that we don't get the exact same saturation. It adds a little bit more separation between the two vocals, gives us a little bit more variation in tone. So let's dial in some tighter compression for these ad libs, and you'll see what I mean.
Off the perky, so a nigga swerving out. Get the itching, like my skin burning out. These some birds, and the birds chirping loud. They some bastards, nigga, I'm your daddy now. All them whoopers, got your ass hurting, wow. Off the perky, so a nigga swerving out. Get the itching, like my skin burning out. These some birds, and the birds chirping loud. They some bastards, nigga, I'm your daddy now. All them whoopers, got your ass hurting, wow. Off the perky.
Cool. So I like the way that sounds. We can actually hear the ad libs now, the words that he's saying, and I think that makes a big difference. But it still sounds a little bit dry, a little bit boring. So let's go to our EQ section, and we're gonna dial in like a phone EQ. You guys can see kind of the preset that I already have dialed in, but you just want to make sure that you're rolling off the low end up to about 500, and you're cutting the low anywhere between 5 and 10. You're gonna have to play with that to see what you want it to sound like, which is what we're gonna do. So let's listen back.
Off the perky, so a nigga swerving out. Get the itching, like my skin burning out. These some birds, and the birds chirping loud. They some bastards.
And just by looking at the waveform, I can probably get closer to 5 because we don't really need this little extra bit of frequency we're getting up there. So now let's hear it with just this really tight window of sound coming through.
Off the perky, so a nigga swerving out. Get the itching, like my skin burning out. These some birds, and the birds chirping loud. They some bastards, nigga, I'm your daddy now.
Cool. I like that a lot. So let's up the effects a little bit now, just the sends, so we can get a little bit more space, a little bit more ambiance, and make this thing sound like something.
Off the perky, so a nigga swerving out. Get the itching, like my skin burning out. These some birds, and the birds chirping loud. They some bastards, nigga, I'm your daddy now. All them whoopers, got your ass hurting, wow.
Let's go ahead and also up this one. Let's see what it sounds like.
Off the perky, so a nigga swerving out. Get the itching, like my skin burning out. These some birds, and the birds chirping loud. They some bastards, nigga, I'm your daddy now. All them whoopers, got your ass hurting, wow.
Cool. So I like the way that sounds. We also have to keep in mind that all of these different tracks, like our beat, our ad libs, all of our vocals, everything is going to get compressed together later down the line. So let's go ahead and just grab our first compressor for our mix bus, which I generally put at the end of the chain, but this is just the order that I like to work in. You don't have to do it the way that I do it. Let me load up my preset, and we should be good.
Off the perky, so a nigga swerving out. Get the itching, like my skin burning out. These some birds, and the birds chirping loud. They some bastards, nigga, I'm your daddy now. All them whoopers, got your ass hurting, wow. Off the perky.
And we're getting closer and closer, man. If you look at our numbers, we're almost hitting those numbers that we want to hit. We're not clipping. It's nice and loud and punchy and controlled. And this is what you want from your mixes, man. This is how you want your mixes to sound when you're trying to sound professional. And look, these are the tips that I'm giving you guys week in and week out. And if you need a little bit more help, drop me a line down below. My name is Vivi, and I'm here for you. Stay humble, make diamonds only. Peace.
Off the perky, so a nigga swerving out. Get the itching, like my skin burning out. These some birds, and the birds chirping loud. They some bastards, nigga, I'm your daddy now. All them whoopers, got your ass hurting, wow.